This is the first proper game of our Prismar campaign called Rage of the Fallen, and I'm joined by a host of various internet pirates who should be known and loved by all. To my left is Robert Ogre, Brad Smith, and the two Andrews. One shall be known as Drew, the other one shall be known as Andrew. And I'll let you guys describe your characters, starting with the farthest, Andrew. Go ahead.
Alright, so that's me, right?
That's
I'm
you.
Andrew, and he's going by Drew. Alright, sweet. I am playing Therazul. He is a human shadow monk. He belongs to an order called the Whispering Candle. He's currently on a quest to obtain his homunculus, which basically occurs in his order as a passage of like initiation. They light these special onyx candles, and it takes a bunch of their evil or darker, more primal essence and pushes it out into an external being, and then it runs away from them. They have to go out and catch it. So that's currently what I'm working on.
Awesome. Drew, do you want to describe your character?
Of course, I'm playing Grodd Spinefist, a giant-looking half-orc barbarian. He came from the clan of Spinefist. He was kind of their enforcer, and even sometimes different people in his clan would go to him to resolve different problems. When he was out on a scouting mission, he went back to his clan, and they had all perished. They were all dead. The only things that he could find were different scraps from what appeared to be enemy clothing. So he took that and kind of set out on his own, trying to look for, his own new clan to run and maybe get retribution for whoever killed his clan. Maybe get some clues to who could have done that.
Cool. Brad.
I'm playing Isakra. He is a Aarakocra, former paladin of Kalik, who is a god of elemental air and wind. He has recently been tortured and has had his wings removed, so he has become an oathbreaker because he feels he's been forsaken by his deity, and he is currently physically and mentally damaged.
Yep. And Brad. Oh, sorry, and Robert.
Speaking of damage, I'm playing Oren Averill. He's a human, but he's been working in the alchemical and pure scientific field, and he has worked on formulas and certain kinds of enhancements that have given him some of the exact same powers as an elf. Believe it or not, I don't need to sleep. I can see in the dark. But to get to those means, he's had to do experiments, which some people didn't really like. The fact that he was messing with arts and different things, and so yeah. So basically, I'm playing an alchemist human.
Nice. Delving into nature's mysteries and things that are best left buried in the past. So my name is AJ, and I'm going to be the Dungeon Master for this terrible foray into the world of Prismar. Prismar was originally created by Matt Click and Michael Barker, and in their World Builder campaign sort of thing, world panel that they had on the Brigade Con back in last year. And I've sort of extended it a bit, and it's become my world. So yeah. The interesting things about Prismar is that it's a planet that has a ring like Saturn. The ring moves around the planet slowly and has a massive desert in front of it and a dark shadow behind it. And it just basically burns up everything in its path over a period of 1,000 years or so. So the world is in a constant state of upheaval with civilizations and things falling and rising up. And yeah, into this strange world our adventurers are thrown. So we're beginning our story midday, and events have taken place and the adventurers are currently dragging the ripped body of Isakra from a cave mouth with a big open portcullis thing that's been like a crypt or a tomb or a vault that's been opened. It's one of three, one of which there's three openings here. One has remained sealed, the other one looks like it was open and then caved in, and the third was open, and Sakura went in there after some cultists. He was captured, viciously tortured, his wings were removed, sold to a band of pirates who are currently flying away in the air in an airship well out of reach of the adventurers as they cradle the head of their torn up companion. That's after they've gone in, slain a bunch of cultists and rescued him. And we join this scene.
Isakra, hold on, my friend. As I cradle his head and look deeply into his eyes.
We need someone who can heal him.
First, we'll get him back behind these trees where we're safe, and I'll take care of it.
I will make it so, Orin. And I'm going to assist Grod in carrying Isakra over to the trees.
Yeah, I'll kind of try to do like a fireman's carry with him.
He's surprisingly lightweight for his bulk, as he is a being who is used to taking wind. His bones are quite hollow.
So we march him over, and I'm looking for some place with shade, a little bit of cover, and something soft on the ground. I just don't want to like dump him onto rock. I want to put him down very carefully and make sure I don't twist the neck or bend the back or anything that could complicate his injury.
As they're standing there, I have a bag slung over my shoulder, and I swing it around my head, and I kind of do like a you would a blanket. And I say, Gorlick, medic kick. And as I do that, the bag flies on the ground, and it morphs into a black humanoid form. It's got it's very black and like an obsidian sort of a look. He's got a tail and he's got horns, and he's holding a case, old beat up wooden case. He sits it on the ground, and he says, "Here you go, master." He sits on the ground and he kind of deflates and back into this bag form again. And I pick it up. I open up my case and I pull out something that it seems very strange. It's not magical. It's really nothing you've ever seen before. It's sort of in the shape of a. It's got a long. It's kind of long, and it's got a long pointy thing on the end of it. And so I walk up to Isakra, "Give me your arm, friend." And I pull out his arm, and I stick this pointy thing into his arm, and it stings. And I push this green liquid into it, and on the side of the it's like a vial, and on the side of the vial it has 1 through 20, and it seems to be full up to 10. And I push it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 till it's all the way in. And I pull it out, and you should be healed for 10 hit points. That was my good berry. And so I take this weird instrument that's a syringe and stick it back in my case. Pull out some some gauze and various other it would be gauze for this day and age, and some different liquids and powders, and I patch it all on his Asakra's back. This should stop the bleeding, and I patch it on his back, and I kind of wrap it around his chest, round through his arms, making an X to kind of hold the rags on. Yes, And so then Gorlick, take my case. My guy comes out, grabs the case, and then deflates and pick up my bag.
So that companion that Robert's describing has a magical item. It's a bag that upends and turns into a humanoid from another dimension, which operates like a bag of holding.
Thanks for that one.
My pleasure. Okay.
So,
Sorry,
as-
Oren, you can smell something sweetly rancid around the base of this tree that you guys have set up a triage at. Sorry, carry
Who
on.
smells it?
You do.
Oh, I smell something sweet.
Sweetly rancid, yeah, like a corpse.
Sweet, rancid. Okay, so I'll kind of like follow my nose a little bit, and kind of see if I can see where this smell is coming from.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing while he's searching around?
I'm going to watch Oren's handiwork with the bandages, and then seeing him kind of percolate his nose and start sniffing around like a bloodhound. I'm gonna watch on whimsically, kind of following him with my eyes, and say, "Be very careful where that nose leads you, Doctor."
Smells like victory.
I
Cool.
am very interested to see this victory.
So, Isakra, you feel the healing fluids flow through you and stitch your veins closed with their alchemical solvents and various serums. And you quickly regain some vigor and manage to actually sit up and feel the horrible wounds where your wings once were.
Yeah, I sit up, and it really pains me, and my shoulders and my back are just very sore still. And I kind of groan as I manage to sit up and shake my head. I'm still just, barely conscious and quite shaken.
Due
And,
to the nature of the trauma, you don't remember a lot of what happened inside the tomb. You do remember that there's a lot of cultists that got slaughtered by your friends coming in, and you
Right.
very definitely remember the faces of the air pirates that bought your wings from these cultists, paid money for them.
Yeah, the thought of that just my eyes just light up with thoughts of vengeance, and I try to stand, but I kind of stumble and then just kind of fall back down to my knees and sort of just sob quietly on the ground.
I will go over to Asakura and put my hand on his shoulder. So do not worry, friend. We will get vengeance on these sky pirates. Their blood will fill caverns with the blood that I will take from them. Do not worry. We will get our vengeance.
I look
All
up
right.
at Grodd and nod my head.
While these two are doing this, I'm gonna take the opportunity to try to scale one of the trees. I want to get on top and get a really good vantage point of the area.
Then it's topical that I flip back to Oren here. Oren, you've found the source of this smell, and it's not exactly what you expected. At first you see a greyish lump, which is covered in flies and other vermin. It looks like a huge brain, approximately a couple of feet in diameter, except out of the front of it is split and surrounded by a sort of a yellowish carapace is what looks like an eagle's beak, open with a dried tongue lying out, spilled out with some violish green goo which is spattered up out of it, looks like bile. Wrapped and contorted around the place are these tentacles, a great number of them, which come out from underneath the thing, splayed out around it, and some of them have been torn and cut off. Most of them, in fact, and only one of them remains with you prod it with a stick, and this thing is very, very dead. And one of the tentacles seems to have sort of retractable spines on it, which push out when you poke it with a stick, and a clear fluid squirts out the end of one of them, some sort of venom. You've never seen anything like this before in your life.
Yes. When I see it, you can kind of see my ears kind of perk up a little bit. It's like, oh. And I take my my walking stick. And I kind of get it underneath it a little bit so I can lift it up and kind of get a better look at it. And try to see exactly what it is, or if I've ever seen anything like this before, since it's in a state of decay. But is this anything that I would have seen before?
Possibly you might have read something about it, so if you could give me a roll.
What kind you want?
Just a d20 roll.
Okay. Yay, a 3.
Yeah, no.
This is very
Andrew,
exciting.
Farazul latches onto the tree and starts to scale the fairly rough bark on the outside of this ancient tree. And he makes it about halfway up. And I'm going to get an active perception check from you because you're looking up as you climb.
Okay, so it would be +4. It'd be 23. Bam! Oh yeah. Ninja baby,
So,
what's up?
you're immediately aware of the huge danger that the party is in as you see 2 more of these things which are floating up in the branches of this tree, hovering in the air and slowly lowering down with their tentacles coiled up around their heads, poised and ready to strike down suddenly. You have a bare moment to alert your team of the danger before these creatures attack with surprise.
Now, how far up do you reckon I am to, AJ?
You're about 5 feet off the ground, and they're about 7 or 8.
Okay, so at the moment I see these, I will shout out down below, "Ready, men! Eat ambush!" And I'll hold my arms up and just slink down like a shadow back to the floor, pull out a dart, and just look up in the air.
Okay, so I'll get you guys to roll initiative as we have our first proper combat of the game. Wasting no time. Okay, Robert. So you got a 7 there. What's your? You got a bonus to your initiative?
Nope.
I got a 9 on my initiative.
Okay.
11 total for me.
Okay. You got a natural 20, far out.
I know. That's ridiculous.
It's keeping really with your character's godlike abilities. Okay. Then we got. Grod, have you got Dice Stream up, or are you still not using dice tray?
I'm using rolls.org. I'm in a group on there. Anybody can join it. I'm on a phone though, so I can't use dice tray, but I am using
Okay.
the open public dice roller.
Okay. How much did you get for your initiative?
9.
No. Okay. Okay, Thar, so your go.
Alright, since I got a crit on that, AJ, are you cool with me adding a little bit of flair to how I react?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you see Therazul as he falls down turn into an incredibly small black slit, like the shadow seeping through a door. When he hits the ground, 2 dirty hands spring upward, and he does a backward somersault. You see him throw something from underneath his robe. A flash of silver as it goes flying back up the tree, and I throw a dart at the closest one.
Awesome. Give me a roll to hit, man, and I'll give you advantage on that one because they weren't expecting you to see them.
Nice. So the roll to hit will be 23.
Awesome. That most certainly hits. How much damage are you going to do?
And it will be 8 points of piercing damage.
Nice. So that sinks into its greyish, purpley sort of brain flesh, and it seems to take the blow well, like it's covered in a thick hide. Next up, these creatures drop down and attack, and seeing as they're complete bastards, they go for the most obviously injured one. And roll really badly. 2 or 3 and 2. Unbelievable. So those are all misses, thankfully. I guess his Sakura rolls clear. Cool. Nice. Sakura, it's your turn as you roll out of the way with these
Okay,
tentacles glancing down.
So they basically like grasped at me with tentacles. Is what happened?
Yep.
Okay. So I, after hearing Therazul's warning, I look up, and instincts sort of just take over, and I forget about all the pain, and I glance around, and I see my glaive, and I grab it, and I use it to help stand up, and I take about 4 steps forward and slash out at the closest one.
All right. Ooh.
Yeah.
So that's not good.
And I stumble.
Oh,
as I just don't quite have my balance yet. I haven't really recovered from my injuries, and
yeah.
I stumble. And
Your stagger is sufficient to avoid their terrible claws, but yeah, throws your swing off balance.
yeah.
Grod, I believe I got this right. Grod's turn.
Awesome. With that and seeing one of these monsters try to attack my friends, you will see Grodd start to change before you. He starts to get a little bit bigger. His beard starts to grow longer. You see hair kind of standing up along his skin. He almost starts to resemble a bear as he charges, rages, and recklessly at Sakura's enemy right now, trying to get in between him and it. So
Nice.
that will be... With advantage, that's going to be a 24.
Awesome. That's a hit.
It's going to be 13 damage.
Cool.
Oh, 15 with rage, sorry.
Just going to assume that's someone that's already injured.
and I'm using my maul to do that as I run in and just try to swing my maul right up into his jaw, or whatever this thing's jaw could be, right in the center of its brainy, tentacly mass.
Okay. Yeah, so you smack into its jaw. There's a screech as this thing sort of pinwheels backwards. It rotates fully in midair, and the tentacles flip up and back over again. Since it's taken a fair whack of damage, it's going to be at a disadvantage on its attack. Okay, and Oren.
I'm kind of like behind a tree, looking at this carcass, and I just kind of let out like a what the fuck now, because it breaks my concentration, and I look up and I see a live one flying around.
There is three of these things, guys.
Right, but I see one at this moment, a live one. I get really excited, but I know the chance of capturing one of these alive is not going to happen. So I kind of pull up my my leather coat a little bit, and you see a wristband that sort of looks like a gauntlet. It kind of like covers up the my index and my thumb, and I kind of squeeze my hand, sort of like Spider-Man style, and you see a little tube basically poke out from my wrist, and I shoot a mist at one of the girls, and that'll be a poison spray.
Very nice. Okay.
And that's the. Actually, oh no, they have to roll on a con for that.
Yep. All right. Is that going to hit all of them?
Depends on how close they are.
They're all pretty much grouped together.
It should. Let me see what the range on it is. I should have fucking wrote that down.
Okay, so two of them are going to shrug it off, and one of them isn't. So it's effectively a moot point. Okay, so one of them gets hurt. Bad. Do they take damage on a fail?
Yes.
Okay.
No, they don't take damage on a fail.
Okay, I mean, yeah. Cool. Okay.
Usually it would be half, but no. Damn cantrips.
Don't know cantrips, man. I love cantrips.
Me too.
Cantrips are awesome. Okay. So our flipping one takes a lungful of poisonous mist. If indeed it has lungs. And top of the round, Tharazul.
The daggers go flying. I land on my feet. You see these brown cloth boots with black leather straps tying them together just go flying back as dirt erodes up behind it. They come to a stop. A hand grabs the back of a spear that was stabbed in the ground. He grabs it high, poised to attack, but then he thinks. Tentacles. And the sight of this thing. And he recalls speaking with beings such as these, the beholders and the evil eyes, because my character speaks dark speech. So instead of attacking, he lowers the spear and takes a defensive position, and erupts out this very serpentine kind of molasses, sticky kind of language. La sira la son salarense. And he waits as he asks the evil, are these creatures that he thinks are related to these tentacled monstrosities. Cease, Dark Ones, what are you doing here?
Very nice. The Grell could sort of twist their their heads slightly. They have no eyes, but you have their attention as they hear this language, which they have heard before. Unfortunately, they do not speak it. They have their own language and their own dimension they come from. And in their shrieking electrostatic sounds that issue from them, it's a cacophonous bauble, cacophony of gibberish that comes back at you. And you have the impression that either these things are messing with you or they simply do not understand.
Well, I tried to communicate with the beast. So be it. And I will run forward and launch another attack.
Nice.
I lunge out with the spear, going straight for center mass on one of these bulbous heads.
Okay.
Ooh, not good. That's going to be a 9.
So it bats it out of the way with its tentacle. Having seen that one coming before, it feels the metal flying through the air as it disrupts its electromagnetic field of awareness.
Alright, and then with my bonus action, since I attacked with my monk weapon, I will then turn and do a spinning back kick and let out this ferocious yell, "Oh!" as I try to plant it, reeling from the dodge.
Awesome. Launching from the trunk of the tree. You land your foot center, smacking straight into the beak of this thing.
Smack. And that will be for 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Very nice. It's looking really, really hard. Very cool. However, there are 3 of them still in play, and true to their bestial nature, they keep going for the injured foe or prey, and then strike out once again, one of them with disadvantage, so I'll roll him first. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. Yeah. So that's a 16 to hit the Sakura, which equals his armor class, and equal fail? Yeah. Equals and fails. First one does not hit. Ooh, second one also fails to hit, but the third one gets a critical strike. Dang. So, this does 7 points of damage to Sakura. And you are required to roll a Constitution saving throw. You want to beat 11. Nice.
All right, even with my -2.
Yep. So yeah, you feel the poison of this thing. It's a paralytic poison, which threatens to take hold of you. But thankfully, due to the serums, which are still coursing through your veins from your companion's medical treatment, you fight it off. You are also grappled, and you're going to have to roll to escape from that later on as the tentacles wrap around your neck. Okay, that's that. Next up is Zach.
All right, so I will attempt to break free of the grapple.
Okay.
So I will try to reposition my arms so I can maybe reach, through the tentacles and try to just, pull my way out of it so I can use my hands.
For sure. Yeah, they just sort of wrap straight around your neck right now, so basically just
okay.
tearing them off.
Yes.
So you're going to beat a 15.
That'd be 17.
Good one. You tear the barbed tentacles free from your neck, miraculously escaping a severed carotid, and are free. So that's taken up half of your movement.
Okay. So I still have an action. All right. Not really feeling too stable on my feet still. I'm going to resort to my magic. My mouth opens wide, almost like a snake when it dislocates its jaw, and I vomit out this like just cloud of these worms, and the worms cover the grill and just start to burrow into its flesh. This is my inflict wounds spell.
Right.
So it's going to take 3d10 necrotic damage.
Let's say, for the sake of argument, that you're invoking the holy words of Kalik, and this suddenly happens. It's as much a surprise to you as it is to anyone else. Your god has turned from you. Ooh.
So 13?
Yeah, that's very effective. So the worms burrow into this thing. It manages to let off a final shriek before they do their dirty work on its nervous system. And it drops to the ground like a sack of fatty fluid. Dead. The first of your foes has fallen. Nice work. Only 2 remain. Grod.
In an animalistic fury, Grodd, still swinging his great maul, would charge again at the closest one to him, now not even in a realization or state that he could even realize things. What is the best target? He just tries to attack whatever is closest.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be recklessly raging still. And highest one there is a 23. 17 plus
23?
six. Yep.
Oh, that's clearly going to be a hit.
15 damage.
Nice.
As I run in and try to smash this thing with my maul, try to bring it to the ground.
So you smash into it. It sort of puts up its tentacles and takes a fair whacking blow, absorbing and staying put in midair. An exploit at this sort of thing. Do you want to move or anything like that, or are you just basically striding in and slamming these things?
No, I'll be standing my ground. If something starts to attack one of my comrades, I will definitely try to jump in between that and it. But besides that, I'm just going to be standing my ground.
Okay. Oren.
Yeah, so I look up as he just did this, and I scream, "No!" And I start running towards it as I kind of get like sort of like flashbacks in my mind of my lab getting burned, and just little flashes of paper and parchment being burned with my handwriting on it. We can't fail. I must move on. So as I'm running, you see I kind of grasp my my forearm, and a blade shoots out from underneath my jacket, and towards the front, the closest parts of my arm, you see a green rune, and a red rune actually, and it kind of starts to light up, and then the blade catches on fire, and the blade is completely on fire. As I lunge towards this grill, trying to cut him right down the hemisphere. His brain hemispheres in half.
Nice.
So, oh my god, 5.
Well, as you swing out with your flaming blade, it strikes against the tree trunk, setting the tree on fire, and clearly missing your foe. Clearly, this is not going to be a very good campsite for tonight.
Because it's like kind of stuck in there now.
Somewhat further up the tree, a rather alarmed squirrel realizes that it and its family are going to have to vacate very rapidly. Okay, top of the round, Tharazul.
Alright, guys, check this out. I do my whirling kick. Oh! I kick him, and with the momentum of my kick, I push myself back through the leaves. I spin around, my left hand cascading, and my right hand going out, and I just sit there, crouched down with my legs crossed, and I go, whoa! And you see a fan extend. It's a white fan, and painted on the front of it, it says, Illusion. And I start going, and I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion. You hear screeching through the air, the sound of a gold dragon descending down upon these evil creatures. It's gonna be the
Wow.
screech of the dragon.
Wow. Nice.
Does it say an illusion in English, or is it like or is it a Japanese sun with the Chinese lettering that says illusion?
It says illusion in kanji, but that's not it. That's not the only thing that happens. When I do, my hood falls back, and I'm wearing a white kabuki mask underneath the hood.
10 points for style. One of the growls falls for this completely, and you see its tentacles flay backwards, and it drops to the ground prone. So this thing is now on the ground, looking up. Well, sort of looking. The other growl, not so much. It's still concentrating on what's happening around it, and it seems to be agitated. It slashes out with its tentacles, and this time it's going for Robert's character Oren, as it flays around trying to poison or paralyze its tormentors. The flame beside it has clearly rattled it. Yeah, rattled it quite a bit as it manages to fail to hit. I'm not doing well today. Izakra.
I get a shiver up my spine. Like I almost wish it would have hit me just so I could know what it could do.
So
Hey, Brad, what are you doing?
I see the grell that has landed prone, and I look at it and I hesitate for only a moment, because in my code it would be dishonorable to attack a creature that has fallen like that. It would be unfair, but due to recent events, the anger builds up inside me, and I raise my glaive and slash down on it with all my weight, almost stumbling as I do it.
Nice. You get an advantage to hit this thing.
I got a 18 there.
Well, that would work.
All right.
Do you roll a critical though?
Let's see. No.
Nope. All right. Damage, my friend.
All right. So that'll be a 4 total.
Better than nothing. Thump. One of its tentacles comes free. It's not happy. Grodd.
Yes, again you would see Grodd just in a rage, throwing his maul around, letting out a roar, and charging at the nearest tentacled beast with his maul in both of his hands. He's going to jump up and try to swing it down, kind of cannonballing in the air with his maul in front of him.
Okay.
And let's see here. So with that's funny. I rolled a 14 twice with advantage.
Nice.
Recklessly attacking.
It hits.
Oh wow. Okay. So I'll be. Wow, that's hilarious. 15 points of damage again.
Okay. Very good. Things looking pretty good. Yeah, you slam down on this thing and it sort of goes like a compressed balloon and snaps back up again. Its beak opens, it screams, its tentacles flail out once again. Therazoon.
When it screams at me, I'll scream back at it.
Oh, sorry. Oren, it's your turn. You scream back.
So I break free my my sword that's stuck in the tree, and I kind of swing around and take a swing for the other beast Grell with my scimitar, which that is my arm thing is a scimitar.
Yep.
Boom! Ah!
Shit!
7.
How do I feel that this combat would be so much faster if we just didn't roll shit?
So I spun around and yeah, I missed them and hit the ground now. I feel a little bit dizzy.
Mimicking the rage of your barbarian friend, you flail in a frenzy, managing to seriously damage the dead. An earthworm is savagely ended.
My party members look over at me. They're wondering if I'm having one of my episodes again, fighting the air.
He seems to be dueling with his. Okay. Nice. Therazoon. Sorry.
All right.
Therazoon.
So, is this monstrosity still laying on the ground?
It is. It's looking severely wounded.
Oh, thank God. Okay. So, I'm still crouched down, and you go, "Ooh, ooh, ooh, ooh." You see me get up, and I jump 3 times to the left on 1 foot with my hands out. Like doing a kabuki dance.
Were you still in a branch in the tree?
No, I'm like underneath the tree doing it.
Oh, okay.
And like leaves are falling on me. Imagine rose petals. And then I jump in the opposite direction. I put the fan in front of my face, and then I turn it around, and now it's a black fan. And once again, it says, "Illusion." A cage appears over this monstrosity on the ground, this wrought iron cage with a picture of a dragon looking down on top of it, scaring it shitless, making it think it's stuck. I cast minor illusion.
So this is a visual illusion and not a sound this time.
It is, yep.
An illusion it cannot sense.
Gakan!
But still, 10 points for style. The Grail on the ground leaps up in a deadly fury. Its last breath, it savagely attacks the flailing alchemist. The one in the tree, well, the one still hovering in the air, has had enough of this magical emanations coming from the monk. It can feel the disruptions in the ether caused by the powers and savagely attacks. Okay, alchemist. Just to hurt itself.
Nice.
Monk. Oh! A bright point of my day. So, my friend. So that's a total of 12 points of damage, and you must roll a DC 11 Constitution saving throw versus poison. Tarazul.
Is it tentacles that are striking me?
It is.
Are the tentacles a melee attack or a ranged attack?
They are a melee attack.
Ah, drats. Okay. So I have to make a Constitution saving throw?
Indeed.
Oh yeah, easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Oh,
How much damage was that? Again?
it was 12.
12. Okay.
So far, the only people to take damage in this fight is one hit to Brad and one hit to you.
All right. The way this looks, the tentacles come out. One shatters my kabuki mask. You see the white pieces of ceramic go flying in the air. I have a surprised look on my face. Another one comes down, strikes my hand, and shatters the fan.
Oh,
And I go reeling back, tumbling in the leaves.
far out. That was way cool. So the one that struck out at Robert's character and missed managed to strike against the tree trunk, confusing the heat emanating from that as the body of its foe, and it seared its arm, doing a small amount of damage. And it is Issakra's turn.
All right, I will take a few steps forward to attack the one that was prone, which I believe is the one that was attacking Orin.
Yep.
And once again, swing my glaive as hard as I can without falling down. And that'll be a 17.
Oh, that hits. You have killed the beast.
All right.
Let me know how.
So yeah, I raise my glaive up high and I bring it down straight onto its head and slash its beak clean off, and a few of the tentacles with it.
Nice. Mortal Kombat fatality style. Bits of its brain matter ooze out the front, and its tongue continues to quiver and twitch as it thrashes its tentacles around on the ground. Very dead. That's the second one you've managed to kill. Not that I'm keeping count of kills or anything. Totally am. Okay. Grod.
Grodd will let out another blood cry "Roar!" and charge the one that hit Therzul, assuming that's not the one that just died. And he will charge it with his great maul and kind of do a arcing swing right down on this thing, trying to pummel it into the ground, making it one with the ground. Recklessly attacking. It's going to be a 14 for the highest.
Yep, that'll hit.
Mm-hmm.
15 again?
It's 15 again.
Okay. That makes my math easy.
It's weird. Yeah.
Okay, so you slam it in, and it shifts back about a couple of feet away from Tharazul as you pound it through the air like an errant basketball. its tentacles flailing out. Oren. There's a lot of smoke.
Yeah, pretty freaking aggravated now. Swinging all over the place, not hitting anything. I'm gonna hit something with this damn sword. So I'm gonna run up to that one and take another swing and just pray to hit it. But I'm gonna try to well, I actually gonna try to puncture it because I don't want to chop anything off. Like I'm starting to get like real like nervous that everything is getting totally fucked up. I'm not gonna be able to look at anything afterwards.
Hey, you could always strike to subdue.
21. Boom.
Wham.
Alright. What is my deal? Oops. 5 damage.
All right. Nice. There's a slight smell of distressed calamari as your scimitar does its work. Top of the round, Tharazul.
Slow pan down through the top of the woods. You see Therazu lying on his back, his kabuki mask broken, his fan broken, and he utters out his breath, "You ghoulish monstrosity! Those artifacts were priceless!" His abdomen folds over on his head, he kicks himself up into a handstand position and starts walking forward on his hands. And then he lets out a large ki, "Yato!" And you see his feet go as he hand walks forward and, like a locomotive, just unleashes these boots of fury coming down. Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
You're in serious danger of breaking me, man.
Okay, let's see what happens. I got this. 16, does that hit?
That hits.
Alright, let's do the second one too. So my bonus action, the other foot. Yeah! Coming in straight after it. Oh yeah!
Ooh.
3.
Fantastic.
I'll roll damage for both of them. 6. So altogether it's gonna be 14 points of damage.
Respectable.
Oh yeah. So my foot comes down. Yeah! You just see it go. It bounces off the floor, comes back in the air. The other foot comes down. Yeah! Bounces again. Every time it hits the ground and bounces back up, the tentacles just go fluttering in the spaghetti mess.
Nice. The growl continues its frenzied assault against you. And is it enough? Equals and misses. So you manage to defend yourself once again against its claws. It is within a gnat's nut of hitting you, though, as one of those tentacles goes slicing across your face. Just managed to hold them off by batting the pinpointing strikes across the middle of its tentacle, which just that 1 inch shorter.
Fuck yeah. I'm doing it for a handstand. I'm no longer even using my hands. I'm on my head. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Tips of your feet.
One of them goes directly at my crotch. I do the splits.
Nice. All right, Sakura.
All right, so my glaive still dripping with the fresh kill of the last one. I turn to see the remaining, and I, in an attempt to close the distance, I leap into the air, expecting for my wings to launch me up for a few feet, and I sort of just hit the ground and stumble a little bit, and just lash out with my glaive at it, hoping to connect.
Oh shit.
Which I don't.
Yep. So your glaive, turns out your glaive is now on fire. Not sure exactly when this happened, but it might have something to do with the burning tree next to you. And noticing this, you sort of flinch back a little bit. which just throws that swing off a little bit too much. Luckily, though, it misses your Raging Barbarian by at least a half an inch. Talking of which, Grod.
Grod will try to go for the killing blow. He's gonna try to grab this thing, pin it to the ground, and smash it with his giant maw like Gallagher. And let's see if he can do it. So, recklessly raging. Well, the first one's a 25, so I'm pretty sure that's a hit, but let's see if I get a crit. And I don't, so 25 to hit.
25's not a crit? What was your
No,
nat?
I got six. I got plus, my nat was 19.
Okay. How much damage does that do?
10.
Alright. So you managed to sever half of the tentacles down one side of its body, but the thing's still kicking. As we turn to Orin, hopefully to end its life.
Yeah, as I see it's so it's still floating in the air, right?
Yeah, staggering sideways.
Okay. So I'm gonna yeah, I'm gonna run up to it with my my sword one last time. Take this big swing. Not really like thinking about the scientific side again.
Using the force on this one.
Gotta end this. This is like the most ridiculous combat I've ever seen. That's a 13.
Hits!
All right. Seven.
Dead.
All right.
You actually
So
managed to kill it.
So in my wild swing, I kind of catch it. I kind of catch it on the top of its head, its brain, and kind of sliced off the top of it. And as the gelatinous ooze kind of flops to the ground, the rest of the whatever kind of innards it has, yeah, comes shooting out the top of it all over me, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you feel a wriggling of its larvae, which are slopping around on top of you, as well as you've managed to kill what passes for a female of its species, as its roll explodes on the inside and little wriggling mini grells quickly expire in the cold air.
And yeah, just you can see it all over my face that I'm like completely enthralled by this. And now that there's none around, I'll whip out my bag. Gorlick! Sample and record kit. Humanoid repair kit.
Yes, master.
Yeah. He hands me my my tome and my box with my little scalpels and different things, and I start chopping off little pieces of it, and I get a piece of the tentacle and the brain, and I kind of split the head open to see the brain's on the outside. So, you know, what's giving it this what's giving it this force to fly, and are really that intelligent? I mean, the brains are like huge. So I kind of set it there, and I do a little sketch real quick of all the body parts and pieces in my little tome. And as I'm doing all this, I take a bag and I kind of toss it out behind me, and I say, here, split this, and I kind of throw it out behind me, a little bag, and as I'm into my work. And after I'm finished all the little samples, I turn to Gorlick. I said, here's your lunch, and I give him a little handful of the dead larvae, and he slurps them up. Thank you, master. And he grabs all my stuff and deflates back into my bag. Put it back on.
Thank you for that very fine description. And give me a roll.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's see now. Because science is a dangerous sport. I guess would this be Arcana? Do you think?
Let's see. It would probably be a mixture of Arcana and Nature, maybe.
There's also medicine.
And a medicine. Well, I have.
You have Arcana.
I have everything.
And Nature. Okay, so we'll go with Arcana.
Let's go with Arcana. Okay. Boom.
+4. Okay.
15, 16. Yeah.
So you stop short of inserting your scalpel into the bulbous organ in the center of this beast, which provides its flight. Cutting it free, you place it to the side. There is a sizzling sound, and you dive to the right. As the sac dries, something critically breaks inside it, and the two ultra-dense metallic spheres inside this organ suddenly pound apart with tremendous force in opposite directions, as if magnetically repelled. One of them smashes into the trunk of the tree, almost smashing it off its base. Of course, the tree is now well and truly ablaze, and the heat is driving you all back with a beating force. Interestingly enough, the flight organ of this thing seems to be based on repulsion of some otherworldly metals.
Nice. I'll definitely record that.
Meanwhile, a flaming squirrel drops from the tree and kicks to it.
Ooh, lunch. Totally off track.
Beep.
Ooh, squirrel. Lunch.
Man, Terazul's going to be watching that whole display very closely, and afterwards he's going to say, "Doctor, do you think there is any way that maybe one day you could give me the ability to fly like that?"
Anything's possible. Terazul. But first, and I walk over to his Sakura, and I kind of point at him at his back. This man will get his wings back, and I'll pull out. I'll show you my hand, and it kind of resembles a bowman's glove. The two my two fingers and thumb, but they're metal, like a gauntlet. You see these, and you kind of hear like a little whizzing. Zzz, 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 zzz. If I can do this, I can give this man his wings back. Anything's possible.
That is a noble goal, Doctor. And I stand up tall, put my left hand behind my back, my right hand forward. The Order of the Whispering Candle will see it so.
And since nobody picked up my bag, I guess they didn't hear me. I pick up my little bag, and I drop 4 little. It looks like grapes in your hand. So take these. These should help for the journey.
I sniff them in my hand.
Oh, they smell.
They smell like what, Rob?
They smell sweet.
Sweet. The berries smell sweet. I have lived all my life surviving off the land, scrounging, scavenging for any berry or leaf that I can eat, but I have never seen its equal. I just take it down. You will have to show me, Doctor, where you get these good berries.
Oh, you just have to know how to trim them. You have to know how to feed them. And the trees that you see growing, they are not the only species. We have half-orcs, don't we? And I look over. We have half elves. There's always a way. And then I turn around and I give a Sakura the rest of them, which would be 6.
So
Nice.
what does that do, Rob? Eating it,
Oh, it gives you 4 hit points back. It's good berries.
4 hit points per berry.
Yeah, 1 hit point per berry.
1 hit point, so 4 altogether. Okay.
Yeah. And I give 6 to Brad.
Yeah, I take them and I open my mouth wide and just kind of throw them in, and they just go straight down my throat. There's no chewing involved.
You guys hear a resounding crack as one of the metal balls that went flying off hits the vault door of sort of the first crypt vault, the one that's still intact and unopened. There is now a dark crack going from one end to the other where this thing is smashed into it.
This is the one.
Yeah, it spindles out.
Is this the one that we got a Sakura from?
Mm-hmm. So there's the unopened door, there's a cave in past the open door, and the one that you got Sakura from was the cult's sort of hideout.
Okay.
If it's anything like the other structure, basically it's a short corridor with an antechamber straight through into a larger round chamber. You couldn't find any other entrance or any other chambers coming off it.
So that's the one I want to go take a peek.
Oh, yes. I would very much like to see what is inside of that.
You'd start to see Grodd kind of calming down, so the hair is starting to recede, starting to take less heavy breaths. And yes. I'll go check that out with you.
So, but before I go forward, I'm gonna walk over and pick up the pieces of my mask. I'm just like placing them. You can hear the actual like porcelain clinking as I put it in my hand. A little sad chime. As I look at it laying in my shaking hands, I'm like, and then I see it, a flashback. I'm racing across the top of the water, and there's a cave. Inside of the cave, there's 1,000 candles flickering in the background. 2 men stand before them, me and my master. The candles are completely blurry. The wise old man and the apprentice. And I say, Master, what is the purpose of our order? And the no-eyed master looks at me and cackles. You know what the purpose is. To light a candle is to cast a shadow. Now go! Find your shadow! Go! Find the shadow! Now, I'm looking at this mask, the gift of my master, and I just turn and I say, Orin, do you possess any way of adhering this together? You have a brilliant scientific mind, my friend. Use it now and show your charity.
This will take some work, but if you trust me to hold it, or my friend to hold it, it'll be safe until later.
This will be acceptable. I thank you, my friend. And I'll walk over to your assistant.
It's a bag, so I'll say Gorlick, and I drink my bag. And he kind of goes out, and I kind of look at you very strangely. Take it.
I hold it out like I'm trying to seduce a small animal with food. Come, Gorlick. Go on, take it.
So,
Gorlick swipes at you, frustrated because he can't move beyond the spot that he was opened.
so I'll take it from you, and I'll give it to him.
So I look at his imprisonment and I think to myself, I do not envy you, my little friend.
Little? Who do you call little, strange one?
Are
That's
you
enough.
not what you appear?
I take him back. I don't like him. He doesn't like to be in the material plane for too long. He enjoys my treats.
From what you know of Gorlick, he has a life in the other world that he comes from. So when he is summoned by this bag upturning, which is magically latched onto him somehow, due to some magic user making an item and not knowing what the fuck he was doing, he literally gets summoned into this world as a slave. But otherwise, he has a life of his own on the other side.
Now, he is very small, right, in physical appearance in this world?
Mm-mm.
Oh, he's large.
It's a human
He's
size.
like 6 foot tall.
He's bigger than Orin is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who you
okay,
calling little?
I see why he takes offense. He's probably like, what the fuck is this mug talking about? This guy has nothing on me.
He's very closed-lipped about, he won't answer questions about where he comes from or anything. And he's really upset that people know his name.
Now I know his name. And you see me just
Yeah.
curse it off my supple lip. Gorlick.
Every time Oren says his name and amongst other people, he's like, stop saying that. All right.
So,
So as you go
what time of
wandering
day
over
is it?
Oh, it's only 5 minutes past midday, so this combat was relatively quick. Although
All right,
tree went
so
up real fast.
We're like full sun. Bam.
Mm.
Like you can see everything clearly. Okay.
Yep. So I forgot to mention at the start that you're on a plateau, in a series of stepped plateaus on the side of a mountain range called the Crags. It's sort of the tail end of a larger mountain range where the rings of Prismar had passed over about 100 years previous, and it's passed through its period of shadow, and new life is springing up all over the place. So this tree and various other trees, the bark is rough, but it's like a peeled off layer of it's not like a grown-in woody bark, it's more like flaky bark of a tree which is just grown, and it's shedding off layers of skin which dies and goes. So that's why it went up like a candlestick. And yeah, there's lots of what used to be fungus underfoot has rendered a rich, loamy sort of soil on the mountainside that you guys are trudging across, and there's all sorts of greenery and things which are sparking up from ancient seeds which have spawned underground, and there's wildflowers strewn everywhere. So it's actually quite a lush sort of environment you're walking through. And on the side of this cliff face, which goes up to another stepped plateau, there is this ancient, dug-in and overgrown with fungus strands, woody sort of strands of fungus, these great big vault doors left behind by somebody. And you step over to examine the one with the big crack down the middle. So the vault door is about, 12 foot tall.
What color is the rock, AJ?
It's a looks like a limestone sort of color.
Alright, so I'll turn to the men and I'll say, if we are to go inside, let us use our environment. Let us use the color of the mountain, the shadow of the mountain. and I pull out a pedestal and water, and I start emptying the water on the side, trying to get color from it in my pedestal. I take some dirt and put it in it and start mashing it up. And I'm gonna start lathering us in it, if you guys will let me.
Sure.
Oh, pestle. Mortar, like a mortar and pestle.
Yep.
Cool.
What I'm actually doing with it is I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace, but I've flavored it to be like a ninja camouflage I put on people. Yeah, so I'm grinding this up. I'm making this mush that I'm just gonna use as like paint.
Very
So
cool.
what say you guys to that? Do you allow me to face paint you?
Oh, war paint. Great idea.
Yes. A man
Yes,
who
it
is
will
close to
make
the earth.
Very
Oren,
cool.
I can teach you such things if you so wish, but it will take time, and it will take ingenuity. So as I'm lathering him up with it, like oiling a prize pig. So I get you covered head to toe, get myself covered, get you guys covered, and what that does is I cast Pass Without a Trace, spend 2 of my key points, and for the next hour while I maintain concentration on it, we're gonna have plus 10 to any dexterity stealth check, and we can't be tracked except by magical means.
Cool. So your concentration takes the form of constantly touching up the disguises and showing them the techniques with these guys following along behind you as you creep along on your fingertips.
Yes.
Meld
So,
into the
like,
side of things.
in fact, AJ, I love that. That's exactly. Immediately after it's applied, I go down on my fingertips and start walking, and I'm going to perform a stealth check. Well, it's not good. Good thing I have plus 10 to stealth.
Yeah.
So,
So
it's
you managed to actually blend fairly well into the large door. As Oren, with your fantastic passive perception, you notice that just at the base of the door where the crack is the widest, there's a shattered bit in the middle, and the crack goes from narrow down to a slightly larger crack down the bottom. You can see what looks to be a rubbery hose which is set into the ground, some sort of pneumatic mechanism. So it leads you to believe that on either side of this thing there may be some sort of mechanism.
Okay. This has got me really interested. I got to see where this hose goes. So I get down on my fingertips. Unlike the rest of the guys, I don't carry around too much. I got a bow and a staff, a walking stick, and a bag. So not too much. So I kind of get myself ready and get down on my fingertips and crawl with my butt in the air.
okay. Oren, when I see you crawling with your butt in the air, I am so fucking frustrated. I look at you, and I'm like, Oren, we are using stealth. You are not attracting a mate. Put your ass down.
So I kind of like walk with my feet out a little bit farther, and I bend down, bend my knees a little bit, like this, Tarzul.
That is good. That is great. Look, you are build your upper body strength. You are becoming strong.
So yeah, I kind of try as hard as I can to do it just right and make it through the crack behind Tarzul.
Oh yeah.
Very stealthily.
Okay. So I should mention that the crack is very narrow, so you guys are on the outside of the door. And Oren very quickly
so it's not big enough for us to get into.
No, it's just it's a little crack like this. So you've noticed the mechanism and the base of the crack here. You go over to the side, you pull aside some undergrowth, and you notice that there's a very simple panel with 3 buttons on it. And a dull, tarnished, coppery metal.
Hmm.
There's no other markings on the buttons, just top, middle, bottom.
No, I could do something right now. Hmm. So that's a TR quarter, huh? If I were to turn myself into a mouse, because I fit through that crack.
Absolutely.
All right. So I snap my finger. Potions comes out. It's like a rack, and it's like of vials. And I take one, and then I take two. One's purplish, and the other one's got all the stuff floating in it. And I boop, pop off both of the corks, and I swallow it down. And then you start to see me grow hair, and my face starts to stick out a little bit, in my teeth start to grow, and my eyes turn a little yellow, and my eyesight, it goes from beautiful color into black and gray almost. I can kind of I could see excellent. I could smell everything. I kind of scurry over through the crack. What do I see?
A cat. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So, you managed to scuttle through the crack after the rather painful process of shape-shifting in an alchemical fashion, having quaffed the potion of changed juice and the potion of basically pulverized preserved rat.
Right.
And you sneak in through the crack over top of this rubber hose and down the long, rather dust-free and pristine-looking corridor. You see that there are tapestries on the side featuring large, grey-skinned, athletic-looking humanoids. And they seem to be involved in sporting activities involving throwing boulders, huge spears, and jumping over chasms on mountaintops. And there's an antechamber down past you in the darkness.
All right. I want to kind of hug the wall a little bit, kind of scurry up a little bit farther to see if I can see farther in there. If I see any form of life before we busted into this place.
No, the place is sterile, like it's been sealed. So as you make your way down, the flagstones underneath your feet are smooth and well etched. The walls themselves are perfectly made. As you enter the antechamber, which is just a rounded extension of the corridor, in the middle is a statue. And it appears to be a large, impressive figure which is standing tall. It's mostly unclothed. It's got a loincloth, which looks like a leather kilt, and it is carrying a large spear with a wicked recurved hook on one side of the point, almost like a polearm. Yeah, and it's just standing and looking towards the entrance.
Okay. So I'm going to turn around, go back the other way, and see if I see another panel on the inside.
No, there is not another panel.
Okay. All right. So, so I'm going to come out from the crack, and I'm going to will myself back into a human again. You hear bones cracking and stretching, and yeah, kind of
Crack, snack,
get up
pop.
from a kneel down and get up and crack some of my fingers, my arm, and my shoulder back. My shoulder's kind of dislocated a little bit. I'm so used to it though. I say this would be a very nice place to camp. Very, very, very alien in there. I'd say not really seen much of the kind of craftsmanship. I mean, it was even better than dwarven, I could say. I'm not sure how we're gonna get this door open though. These buttons, I'm almost afraid to touch.
I just point at the buttons and I say, Isakura, brave and the wisest friend. We will rely on your wisdom.
I'm not really that brave or wise, but I will walk up to the panel and are there any sort of markings whatsoever on the buttons?
Nope.
Nope.
It's almost like whoever built these knew what the buttons would do.
I sort of tilt my head and just take my beak and I push the bottom one.
So, on the far side, the cultist's chamber, you hear a, and the door slams closed with a resounding boom that echoes through the peaks of the crags.
So it closed the door to the one we were in before.
Mm-hmm.
I take a look back at everyone else and
Press
nod my head.
another button.
And so you say there are three. Are they like side by side or?
Yeah.
Okay. So which one was the cultist one? The far right one or the middle or?
Far right.
And which one is the cave-in one?
Middle.
All right. I will push the top button then.
The broken door, somewhat off its hinge, scrapes open, pushing aside the topsoil, and sunlight streams into a chamber which has not been exposed to the air for hundreds of years.
You see me grabbing my really long eyebrows and twirling them up a little bit.
Nice. Okay, so you can all see down the end of this corridor, past these very nice looking tapestries, woven in what looks to be mountain goat wool, is an impressive large figure. So, Rod, you recognize what the species, what race this figure is, and it is a Goliath, the mountain folk of the very high mountains, the ones that live up past 30,000 feet or so, well beyond the endurance of other races. They breathe thin air on the very top of the world. And you know that not only are these things not to be messed with, being descendants and relatives of the giants, that they take physical contests to be highly important. They believe in racial purity and survival at all costs. They cull the weak. They're kind of like the Spartans of the upper mountains, and they disappear when the great deserts roll over their territory, and then come back. So they are ancient peoples that stay put, and they make themselves bolt holes. You know this with your tribal lore.
Okay. I would relay that to my party. We have already seen them and have been told this. I'll just tell them, these are my kind of people. You want to, show up weak or anything like that. But, they don't take too kindly to the weak. You see. These are very strong men. I don't think we should mess with these people.
So the cultist and the Goliaths. Fucking pirates.
Grod,
So you guys,
I agree with you 230%. And I jump up and grab one of the tapestries and start climbing to the top of it. Like a whisper through the mountains, I enter the sacred dome. Nothing will see me in the shadows. And I go for the top.
nice. You guys don't remember seeing a statue in the antechamber of the chamber that you went into with the cultists, I should mention.
Now, are these suckers firm, AJ? Am I able to like get up there and kind of walk across the wall using the tapestries?
The tapestries are connected up, suspended from a couple of ropes on poles at the top that reach a very strong metal spike, which is driven into the wall, and they're hanging from that. So it's possible to cut them free if you wish.
Oh, I definitely do. I want to swing tapestry to tapestry, and I want to do it as quietly as possible using my mystical sleight of hand skill.
You do so, and very quickly at the antechamber with the statue.
So taking my perch up there, I look back and I point at Orin, and I have no idea if he understands Whispering Candle hand signals, but I start giving them to him.
I'm looking at him and watching him.
Well,
and I'm not even thinking about what he's doing. I'm just thinking about these tapestries and how are they made, and how are these stones cut out, and how did that door open like that?
so yeah, it's interesting. I mean, the mechanism for the opening is fairly simple. It seems to be a weighted object which travels down a sealed chamber and pushes air, which then counterbalances and opens up this large door. It is a dwarven technique, although the dwarves usually use water, but it's very dry up here, so perhaps they've adapted it to use air instead. The stone itself seems to be hand carved. There's slight imperfections in each piece, but they fit together perfectly. So this seems to be a work of decades and decades. They've put a lot of work into the decorations and making up this chamber. The tapestry is loom woven mountain goat fur, which is dyed with roots and berries and other ingredients, and depicts Goliaths involved in their traditional sporting activities, which are also tests of manhood and rites of passage in their culture. The statue down the back in the antechamber appears to be some sort of chieftain or leader or something. You can investigate that further. And of course, beyond that, there is a much larger chamber down another short corridor, also lined with tapestries. And as Therazul goes down there, it's dark. Of course, being a human, he doesn't have night vision.
Yeah, you actually hear me clunking around. Here's what it really looked like. I am like a whisper in the mountain. Clink, clink, clunk, clink, clink, ah! As you see tapestries falling off the walls.
Nice. So luckily, I mean, if there's anything down there nefarious waiting for you, it would be almost cringing with the noise. But there is nothing.
So right about now, I wanted to I don't know if I pointed this out at the beginning, but I'd like to take my my little scope of my eye and turn it a little. It almost looks like a camera lens. Yep. Kind of look down the dark hall.
Laser dot comes in.
That gives me dark vision. Really, it's a
Vision
simple.
activated.
Really, it's a simple filter of colored
Yeah,
light.
it's like little fluid squirts in your eyes and your pupils go. Nice. So you go walking down, completely able to see. You have the large statue in front of you, carrying the spear weapon, and the large chamber down the back. Did you want to have a look around the statue or the antechamber, or did you want to investigate further down the back?
Yeah, I want to look at the statue a little bit, kind of see if I see any
Okay.
kind of markings or anything that looks weird.
Give me an investigation roll.
All right. Boom.
I should have mentioned, as a DM, I have multiple things that you guys can be doing, and I really don't give a shit whether you get into this chamber or not. Oh! So I guess that's a not. Okay.
That's a 3.
Yeah, it appears to be a Goliath, wearing a loincloth. It's made out of granite, and the spear is long, very big, about 8 foot long. It's standing on. It's mounted on a little pedestal, sort of just wide enough for its feet. Looking up at the ceiling, you notice that it looks like stars, constellations, and things. Decked out in marble and semi-precious stones.
Yeah, well, everybody else is still approaching. They kind of hear me in there. Ah, Goliath with a spear. Interesting. Looking at the ceiling. I kind of point up there. So I'm looking at Tharzul. Point up to the ceiling. I wonder what those stars are made of.
I pull out a dart and just rip the tapestry and come sailing down on it.
Son of a bitch, you are in so much trouble when these guys find you. Outright fucking vandalism. That could have been their Declaration of Independence you just severed. Anyway.
Andrew, or Drew, is probably shitting right now. Like, what the fuck is they doing?
Right, I'm just looking over at him, my hands on my temples, kind of massaging. It's like, oh god, oh god, I'm gonna have to use so many diplomacy checks. And you look at his maul, and inscribed on it, it says diplomacy.
A mall called diplomacy. That's brilliant. All right.
I'm going to light a torch and throw it in the room on the floor so I can see.
Okay. Is that? Are you setting one of the tapestries on fire, or?
You know, yeah, why not? I'll burn a tapestry on the opposing wall.
Right. So fairly thick smoke plumes up out of this thing, but it sheds a very bright light, and you can clearly see into the larger chamber beyond, where you see a series of what look to be thrones. Do you remember in the first Conan movie where there was an underground crypt where he got his sword from the dead king? Looks almost exactly like that. Almost exactly like that. So this is a series of ancient guardians who are sitting around watching, and Crom, and one of them is standing and resting with its head on top of a rather large, impressive hammer. Standing, and the rest of them are sitting on thrones, heads slumped forward. Dried and desiccated corpses resting over the ages. So yeah, a little bit spooky.
All right, guys, new plan. Grodd needs that hammer.
I completely agree, friend.
Oh, thank you.
Let me suggest this, though. Do one of
course.
you have a bow?
Yep, I do.
Orin, my best friend, how did I know? And I swat him on the back. And I look at the flaming tapestry and I say, why don't you light an arrow on fire and shoot one of the corpses? Just to make sure.
Now your desecration is complete.
Mm.
Grodd will look at you and be like, make sure you hit it right in the one that's holding the huge hammer. Oh, Grodd needs that huge hammer.
Yes, he is correct, Orin. Go for the one with the hammer.
Okay, here we go.
As you go to light the arrow, I say, wait.
I'm not. Yeah, I have other means of doing this, but it depends on where my mind is at the moment, or whether I'm going to do that or not.
How
But
far?
Sakura.
How far is the one holding the maul from our current position?
It's about, give or take, about 20 feet.
Okay. I'm going to use my divine sense to sense the presence of any undead.
Little incense sensor. Yeah, you get a ping from the one right in the middle of the room holding the hammer.
Right. I say there is life in the one in the middle with the hammer. It is not dead.
Well, I can't have his hammer if he's alive, so we should surely kill it.
The hammer is magnificent, friend. Surely he
it is.
clings to life simply to hold it.
Probably.
Well, shall we torch it then?
I think so. I think so. If anything goes bad, don't worry. I'll charge into battle.
Oh, shit.
I want to, AJ, now there's more of these tapestries up too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, so one next to it, I'm going to take a piece of scrap, get fire from it, and spread it to the other tapestry. But before I do, I have a 50-foot silk rope. I'm going to tie it at the top. I'm going to climb up, tie it at the top, and start burning from the bottom. And while I'm up there tying it tight, I cut it. So I have this large fucking rag, and on the end of it, I have a silken rope, and I set it on fire so I can drag it and throw it.
Okay. Duly noted.
Well, I think we're going to be as ready as we are ever going to be. Let her rip, alright?
Okay, here we go. This is let's see. My intelligence is 14 and my wisdom is 17. So I'm gonna roll this die. And it's an 18. And I'm smart enough not to fucking shoot a fire at the fucking giant.
So
maybe we shouldn't do this.
But the mall, it's so beautiful.
Maybe we shouldn't do it after you fire the arrow at the thing.
I'm like sitting with my hands on the rope. I'm just like,
I feel this is a bad idea.
No, I didn't do it because I have produced flame, which I could have just did that easily. I'm still like debating whether I should do that or not.
You just see Grodd right behind you. Shoot it, shoot it, shoot it.
Oren, what are you doing? I already tore down the tapestry and I made a big deal and I have it tied up. What? You're making me look like a fool. Shoot the ball.
For science! Shoot.
The arrow arches through the space between you and sinks squarely between the eyes of this creature. Thunk! There is a hollow whack, as if you've just tapped soundly on the side of a bone bowl, and its head sort of snaps back off the hammer, which then drops to the ground. Clang, 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 clang. The corpse remains standing, its hands still locked in place, and as its head raises back up, a baleful red glow lights up the sockets of its eyes, and there is a whistling sort of a sound around as bits of armor from all of the other corpses in the chamber get sort of pulled forward with the magnetic force and then sail across and assemble themselves as a wicked suit of plate mail around this corpse's body, which then begins to, the red glow begins to spread across every pore of its skin until it obscures the body inside the armor and just becomes a red glow flaming through. And you see something like this standing before you. Motherfuckers!
There you go, Grodd. Get your hammer.
And with that, I will yell at him, motherfucker, that's my hammer! And I will charge at him, raging relentlessly, recklessly. And you will see Grodd start to change, his beard start to grow, the hair on his arms start to get fatter and huger, and just starts to get all beefy, starting to turn into half bear, and charges this thing.
Very nice.
My hammer.
So the creature raises its hand up like a pistol whip, and there is a clunk from the roof, and funk, down into its hand drops this wicked, serrated-looking, very ornate-looking longsword.
Oh. The only thing better than a ball.
And it reaches around behind, and then a big shield comes in front of it as it readies for your attack. Opting not to attack first, but stand in full defense. Everybody roll initiative, or we can continue this next time.
I think this is a good cliffhanger, but it's up to you guys.
I do think that's a good ending point.
That's good with me.
Cool.
It's up to you guys. I can keep playing if you want, whatever.
I can keep
Well, I know
playing if you
Andrew-
guys want to, or...
I know Andrew's eyes should be hanging out by now, so
Yeah, I can keep going. To be honest, for some fucking ridiculous reason, my energy is out of control. It might have been all that coffee I drank. Like I am climbing walls. I don't know why.
okay, we shall continue.
Swinging on tapestries.
So I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell
that's
Oren while we're rolling initiative when I see the shot. Oren, that was a good shot.
Oh shit! Japanese Italian.
Nice.
Mamma mia, that was a good shot.
Okay,
Thanks.
so initiative order. The
Okay.
helmed horror is opting to go last.
16 for Grodd.
9.
14.
9, 14.
15 for Thor.
Okay. So Grod, you get first attack.
Awesome, and I'm going to charge this thing with my maul, and I'm going to try to smash its face in. And pissed off because didn't let me take my maul that easily. which is,
You
I
can
now
try.
claim that is my mod. Oh, first roll, critical hit. Fuck yeah, I
Nice.
don't even need a reroll. All right, awesome. So with the raging and all that shenanigans, 15 damage, and then how do you do criticals? Do you double it, or what do you do? Roll again, or?
So you're hitting it with a bludgeoning attack,
Yep.
and your weapon is non-magical, am I right?
Yes.
And it's not made of adamantium?
I guess not.
Okay. So you smack into it, and it doesn't seem that effective. Still damages it. There's a dent.
As you just says, bing!
All right. Okay. And yeah, you stand toe to toe with this beastie.
Of course.
Tharazu.
All right.
Could I use my
seeing how
movement to try to pick up the other maul that he dropped?
You do
Is
that,
that
it's going to sever you.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay, I'm going to not do that. Never mind.
Okay. In fact,
Oh
I wouldn't
my.
fight that with somebody with a sword in front of me. I'm just going to reach down and pick up that. Ah! Okay.
All right. Seeing what transpired, I'm going to run into the room, like skipping in these long, flamboyant strides that are classic for the Whispering Candle, and I'm dragging this flaming tapestry behind me with the silken rope. And when I get about 10 feet away from it, I'm going to grab the rope tight and try to fling the tapestry on the armor.
Okay. Cool.
Do you want to
just
do
an
this
attack.
athletics, acrobatics?
Just an attack roll.
Sweet.
Same,
It would be
same bonus.
15. Yep.
Okay. So the horror, which is defending itself, slaps the tapestry aside with its shield, and then locks immediately back into a defensive position.
Okay, so when he swats it, since it's an attack roll, do I get? Oh, I guess it's not a monk weapon though, so I want to get the bonus action. Yeah, so the rug goes flying, and I'm just like, whoo, whoo, jump back, and you see me.
Would a whip be a monk weapon?
Let me look. There might be a simple weapon that mirrors. Let's see, weapons. 46.
I'm thinking gymnastics use ribbons and stuff like that, so I'll allow it. It's a monk weapon.
Oh, okay. All right, sweet. I
There's
like
a
that.
monk chain whip.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Close
he
enough.
slashes it. He sees this marvelous tapestry on fire from my stupidity just go flying and sizzling in front of him. And then coming through the broken flaming rug, he sees a foot. Oh! Just coming barreling down at him. Unarmed attack.
Best of luck.
That one will be a 22.
Okay. That hits. I'm amazed.
And
And-
it would be 5 points of bludgeoning.
Okay. And again, this isn't a magical or adamantine weapon.
Yeah, I don't think my stuff counts as magic until later.
Yeah, not yet. So yeah. Pang!
So I will like recoil off of that, do like a flip and land in my tiger stance, and I just let out this utterance of respect. You are a very good.
Nice. So the now that you're up close and looking at this thing, its armor is ornate beyond belief. It's inscribed and overlaid with filigree of different metals and things. But all through it is a tracework, a grid-like network, honeycombed structure of some sort of metal that you've never seen before. It's deep, it's dark, it's pearlescent, and it's as your foot connects with it, it's incredibly hard and vibrates back up to your knee as the force is almost redirected at you. Anyway, right, so Isakra.
I will attack it with my glaive, trying to find any sort of weakness in the armor, in between plates, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a 6.
So you connect soundly with the exact center of its shield, which flicks with expert ease and turns the blade aside. There's a screech of metal as it shaves a sliver of the side of your glaive's blade off. It falls like a lemon peel to the ground. The shield itself is unmarked. Right, so that's 3 of you in melee combat with this thing. Oren.
Oren ain't no dummy. Let me tell you, okay? I'm looking at this metal. I'm just feeling its power, and this is just like ridiculous that everybody's trying to fight this thing. So I'll give out a yell. Run! Run! And I'll walk towards the door backwards, just to see if anyone follows me.
Leading the way to victory through retreat. I don't think this is a good idea. Yeah, this wasn't a good idea. I'm just leave. Meanwhile, there's the thrumming of this thing's magical powers, like dun, 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 dun. The horror then attacks. So it makes 2 lightning-fast, razor-edged attacks that are almost too fast for the eye to follow. As it strikes first at the raging barbarian at its side, and then sweeps across to slice at the birdman. First roll versus barbarian is 23.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Yeah, I know. The second one is
At least it's resisted.
15. So it actually manages to miss. Amazing. Okay. So this does 8 points of slashing damage to you, Grod.
Is that already resisted, or?
You got resistance to slashing attacks?
Yep.
So 4 points of damage.
Okay.
Nice one. That'll come in handy.
I have resistance to everything except psychic.
Oh,
Bear rage.
okay. Mind play as it is. Okay.
Yep.
That's why the barbarian's awesome.
Mr.
Switch it up to eagle later on. You could be a flying barbarian at 20th level.
Yes.
Okay, so as far as I'm aware,
If you make it that long.
Hopefully I will. That's why I picked Paratotem.
Tharazel's down 8 points, Brad's down 1, and Drew, you're now down 4. Going by my calculations. I think.
Alright.
You guys are keeping track. After the good berries and everything.
Yeah, I already used that. We haven't had a long rest either, so I'm pretty low on magical things right now.
Yeah. Sakura, you can still lay on hands and stuff as a
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So you're cool. All right. So that was its attack. It then takes a step back, and again is in full defensive position. Choo-choo. I'm just saying that for flavour. It's not any technical thing. Top of the round, Grod, as it scrapes its sword across your chest.
Whew. It's my move, so I'm going to... on my action, I'm going to try to go for that hammer now that he dropped. Because my hammer ain't doing shit against him.
Yep,
so
taking a step back, so...
Yeah, I'm just going to... If I can't attack, that's fine. I'm just going to jump and grab that hammer.
Okay. Give me a d20 roll.
Yeah. That is a 10.
And your strength bonus.
My strength bonus is a 4.
Okay, you managed to lift the hammer. It's really heavy.
Awesome. Am I able to attack with him?
Sure.
Awesome. So, I'll be raging and relentlessly attacking. Well, first one was a 25. Let's see if I correct that. Yep, 25 to hit.
Okay, that hits. Damage.
What's the damage with this Great Maul?
So, no, this is a Warhammer.
Warhammer.
Hmm.
Yeah, what is the damage with this Warhammer?
I think it's D10, isn't it?
I think it might be 1d12.
1D12, double heavy.
Maybe.
Okay.
Okay, let's go with that because it's really freaking heavy. 1D12.
Makes sense because the one that I was using was 2d6. So, wow! 18 points of damage.
Nice.
As I try to crush his would-be sternum with this huge warhammer.
The Warhammer is startlingly effective.
Beautiful.
Leads you to believe as a purplish light lances out from the end of the hammer, like it's discharging some sort of force, that this weapon is in fact magical.
Oh.
Yeah, baby. So yeah, bang! It staggers somewhat under the blow. Tharazul.
Alright, so doing what I can only explain as Shang Tsung arms from Mortal Kombat, you see my face start to get beet red flush. My cheeks turn into jowls. My eye starts to droop a bit. I hiccup, and I start swaying back and forth, and my hands come out in front of me as I start emulating drunken boxing style. Oh, you don't fight me in that too, eh? But I am about to show you something. I act like I'm lurching forward to punch him, and I trip and fall on my face behind him, and immediately pop up and try to put him in a full Nelson.
Okay.
So, is that athletics strength?
Yeah, that's an athletics check, I suppose.
Alright, I got this shit. Come on, man. So that'll be...
Yep, you got it entangled.
Alright, so that's, 17. Bam. So
Grappled.
this is a full-on... So I'm like, oh, you do, if I did do that, and I fall on my face, and instantly hit one of my hands and pop right back up behind it. Ugh! And my hands go into a cross, and I have it locked in a full Nelson. Oh, you are so dead now, friend.
Nice.
And I'm going to look at the teammates and say, don't you worry about me. Go ahead and annihilate him.
So it smells like a heated metal, static, ozone-y sort of smell with a faint hint of cinnamon. Isakra.
Alright, seeing Tharazul attempting to subdue this thing, I have my doubts that my weapon's going to hurt, but I will try one more time. And I will try to slash at his mid-region. Uh, 17?
Again, not effective.
Mm.
It bats it aside, turns it again, almost damaging your weapon.
Wow.
This is the most impressive army you've ever seen. Wielded by an expert warrior. Oren!
So, I saw a
The air
Grod
is
hit.
fresh and clean, right?
I haven't actually left the room yet. I'm at the entrance leaving, walking backwards. I saw Grod hit this thing, and I was like, yeah. Started getting this feeling of victory, and I saw Tarazun grab this thing, and I seen Sakura hit it, and it did nothing. So now I'm back to, let's get out of here. So, just for good measure, I'm gonna produce flame in my hand and throw it at him as I'm leaving, backing up out of the door.
This is the figure which has got your friend wrapped around it.
Yep. As
Yeah.
the flame goes flying at me, I say, oh, Oren, you a son of a bitch.
Stay Puft marshmallow face. So like a scene straight out of Kroll, flaming jet of fire erupts from your hand and goes flooding down the corridor, making it slightly hard to breathe as it sucks up about 50% of the oxygen in the chamber.
Hey, all the tapestry is on fire.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The whoosh. So, does it get a saving throw against fire?
It's actually a
Physical attack.
ranged attack. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I made
Oh,
that.
nice. Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's effective. Damages.
8.
Bad news, Sorrowsal.
I take 8 as well. Is that what's up?
I'll say you take 7 because you're partially shielded by the body of this thing.
Oh, fuck yeah, I'd take that deal any day. as I cough out smoke.
Jesus. Oh my God.
Yep.
You
Now you
have no
don't have to
idea.
worry so much about your disguise fails somewhat because of the sooted, the blackened aspect of your face.
Dude,
All right. Ouch. Top of the
I'm gonna
round.
have to-
Oh, it's the Helmed Horror's turn.
Should
The
I
Helmed
make
Horror.
a Oh, I'm sorry, AJ, but should I make a Constitution check to see if I maintain my grapple?
Nah, you're a professional.
Fuck yeah.
So this creature then, you feel a pulse underneath it as magical force pounds out. It makes a slight crouch and then leaps, snapping upwards, and then powers up towards the roof in magical flight, smashing itself into the ceiling with the monk between it and the roof tiles. And I shall roll for this because I'm a fair and just DM. Ooh, the dice hate you, man.
Now, can I fight him since I have him in a grapple? Like, does he have to beat out my strength?
Well, he's flying, so he just flew
Can you
straight up in the air.
Can you fly grappled?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Wha-bam! So you take 8 points of damage.
Bruce Lee versus Kaiju.
Yeah, man. Boom. So yeah, that smarted a little. That was his movement. He then attempts to use his shield and sword, but he's somewhat at a loss. Of course, he hasn't used his full movement because the ceiling was only about maybe 15 feet above him, and he's got a fly of twice that. So he's going to attempt to break free of the grapple using the other half of its movement. And he's really strong. So this is an opposed strength check.
Don't worry, guys. I got this. Bam! Okay, that's not bad.
Okay, so he fails to break free, only getting a 9.
19. So he's like trying to wrestle through it, and I've still got him grasped in this tight cross.
You must feel your elbows popping under the force because this thing's got a strength of 18, and it's like.
I
Titanic
whisper in this
struggle.
thing's ears. You fly up. I am going to make you fall down.
Oh, if only it could talk back. Very nice. Rod, it is now 15 feet in the air above you.
Rod's going.
Oh, Grod is gone.
Uh-oh.
That sneaky bastard.
Mm. Okay, we'll skip over Grod for the time being. Tharazul?
Oh boy. How far am I off the ground? Like 50 feet in the air?
15 feet.
So, like, what? Just letting go would give me a d6 of damage?
You're a monk.
Alright, so I'm going to reevaluating the situation. Oh, on second thoughts, I will fight you another time. Goodbye, friend. And I let go and just drop to the ground. And I am booking at all 40 of my movement speed straight towards the door.
Okay.
Actually, can I take a dash too? Since I'm not attacking anything.
Yeah,
Sorry about
that. Okay. Using your bonus action, you make a double move.
Yeah, I'm fucking out of there. Bam! 80 movement.
Nice. Grod, it's your attack.
Yeah, I am definitely not going nowhere. And I'm gonna smash this thing. I'm gonna try to go right in between its armored legs, right for its armored nutsack, hopefully, and
Okay.
smash it right in between its
So
legs.
in order to do this, you're going to have to jump at full stretch and hope to connect with the top of the hammer in full swing because it's 15 feet in the air.
Well, awesome, because I have advantage on jumping because I'm raging strength checks. Sweet.
Alrighty. Hit it with your best shot.
So that is going to be a 17.
Close, but no cigar.
Oh.
As you land. Zark.
All right. I will give one last attempt at this glaive thing here. So I will also leap up into the air as high as I can and try to hit it. Since I have a reach weapon, do I still need to do that, or
No, you're fine.
I don't have to jump? Okay. Ugh, no.
Oh,
12.
No. Whereabouts? Oh, here it is. Paladin Oathbreaker. Third level. Just a question. You know how you've got the ability to control undead?
Yes.
You can feel that power within your character.
Okay. I just assumed he was probably more powerful than I could control. So.
There is no limitation. Basically, they just got to make a saving throw.
Oh, okay.
So,
I will try that next time.
yeah. So they make a saving throw, and you use the same spell DC that you have for all the other cleric stuff, paladin stuff.
Yeah, it says on mine, undead whose challenge rating is equal to or greater than my level is immune to the effect. So.
Oh, okay. Really? Never mind then. Okay.
That's what I thought.
Where were we? Oren!
So as Tharzul flies by me, like, like the Flash, I get a flash that everyone's finally coming to their senses and leaving, and I start running. And I'm like, I told you guys, we need to leave all of them alone. They're gonna kill us. They're gonna kill us. So I'm running out the door, assuming that everyone's following behind me.
So
Well-
as you run, step after step after step, you see the charm mark all over my body, and I'm like, "You're not helping."
Both your characters are wise enough to know that that Grodd is raging and is not going to leave this fight.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Almost can't.
So I get down on my fingers and my feet. I'm like, am I doing it right?
I stop, and my body goes erect, and I tremble on the knees. Oh, Orin, are you telling me you want to be stealthy? And I turn and just look back over my shoulder at you.
So yeah, at this point, I guess I kind of look back and see that no one's following. Should we save the barbarian?
I am badly wounded.
I
Do you have
cannot.
any more? God damn it. Okay, fucking pull it together, guys.
Look, I have to do this. I have to do this. Okay.
I look deep in your soul, Oren, and I say, "Do you have any more of the berries?"
These are my spells. Berries that I didn't write. Fall Cloud, Entangle. Fucking everything that is an area effect to hurt other people. And the only thing that I figured I could do is a freaking flame, and I still burned your ass with it. I don't have anything else to heal. Everything else is an area effect. That's what I have prepared right now. And none of it's magical.
Meanwhile,
I get down on my knees and up on my fingers, and I look at Orin and say, "You are going to be the death of me."
okay. The horror attacks. It makes a double-handed overhead slashing attack, barreling down from the air, smack bang into the barbarian.
I'm gonna spit at it while it's spitting at me.
And it misses.
Yeah!
God damn. Wait! It has two attacks. Two attacks. Saved.
I'll spit at it again.
Plus 6. 12. The armor class is 15. That's a hit. 18 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that is 9 points of damage.
So
Reduced
halved.
4.
No.
Hey, I've done 8 points of damage to you, motherfucker. Take it. Take it. Anyway, so that's its attack. It's now on the ground again. And Grod, it's your go.
Oh, yes, of course. I will let out. And I will grab the war maul and charge it and strike it right in its fucking kneecap with my warhammer. Raging relentlessly. Recklessly, that is. So. Refreshers. Highest is going to be a 19 to hit.
That's a fail to hit. Negative.
That's a fail?
That's a fail.
Whew. Damn. Okay.
I know. It's a nasty piece of work.
Yes.
And it seems like you are the only hope. So, yeah. All right,
I will not back down.
as you wish. Next up, Tharazul.
So how's that statue in the middle of the room? Is that still okay?
Oh, yeah.
The one with the cloth? Okay. So I turn back over my shoulder and I look at Orin and I say, "Look how quickly we move now, my friend." And I get over next to the wall and I like kind of skitter in a circle. And I'm like, "We are a spider and they are in our web." As I'm fucking creeping up on the statue. And I'm going to use all my movement to get as close to it as possible. Wall stealthing.
So let me get this straight. You've snuck up on the statue. Are you on the statue?
Yeah, I want to like sneak up at its base where I'm hiding from the magic armor. Like it doesn't know I've returned. That's my plan.
Okay, give me a investigation check as you get this close to the statue.
And at this point, we all realized we overlooked something extraordinarily important.
Now mature rolls. Oh, there we go.
So that's 17.
Oh, hallelujah. The spear that this thing is carrying, the 8-foot-long spear with the recurved barb thing on it, is not attached to the statue. It's holding
As I look
the
up at
spear.
it, I look at it and my bottom lip quivers.
Like,
Orin,
holding this.
your spear can be removed.
And I like sloppily turn around, like from the spider thing. Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to take that thing the first chance I get.
Okay, you've got it. It's heavy. It's tipped with the same exotic metal as the armor.
hell yeah. So when I have it in my hand, I say, Orin, this spider once again has his venom.
Isakura, it is your turn.
Alright. I'm going to cast a command spell for this thing to drop its weapon. I don't know if that's going to help or not. But...
Okay, excellent. Go for it.
So, target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. Oh, shit. Never mind. It has no effect if the target is undead.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. I'm like terrible against undead. So anyway, I will reach my hand out and just scream at it, "Drop your weapon, fiend!" And it will look at me like I'm a dumbass.
Okay, what's your spell DC? For
12.
any of your spells? 12? Okay, I'm going to give it a roll with advantage. Rolling against your Command Undead. And it fails. No, it makes it. It makes it. So it hesitates slightly as it listens to your voice, your commanding voice. It's looking at you sideways with its glowing redness. Who is this that commands me? So, nice try. Orin, your turn.
I don't think you heard you.
Your turn, Rob.
Oops, I was muted. I said now I feel like we have a chance. I see the spear. So I'm gonna run back in there or stealth back in there. And I'm gonna reach into my belt. I'm gonna pull out this little it's kind of like a double pellet thing almost, but it's made out of glass. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna throw it at the beast feet, and it's gonna mix together, and you're gonna see like it's gonna be like a really fast growth of a bunch of vines and thorns come shooting out to try to entangle it.
Nice. Tangle foot.
It has to make a DC save on my spell, a strength check against my spell DC, which is 14. Or 13, yeah. I'm sorry, 13.
Just powers through it with a 19. Plus.
Then I turn around. No, just kidding.
Nice. The horror attacks Rod once more. You notice that it's abandoned the use of its spear to its shield to get full effect with its sword. Oops, sorry. I'm going to clear those. First attack. Alright. That'll fail to hit. Second attack. That is a hit. So that's 9 points of damage. Halved is 4.
No.
12 damage total. Rod, your turn.
Reeling back
this thing's advancing
from the
with you.
hit, Reeling back from the hit and actually moving me back, Grodd will let out another blood-curdling shriek and charge forward again, swinging this warhammer and trying to uppercut this thing, taking off its helmet. And rushing. With advantage. .22 to hit.
Hits.
Whew. 13 points of damage.
Nice. Looks like another hit like that will end this beast. Red arcs of energy are shooting out along its torso from its mangled chest piece as your hammer smashes once more into its breastplate, punching it in like half a foot so it's fully dented in like that. There's a crack as the bones shatter underneath.
Awesome.
And the beast is and renews its attacks with extra vigor. Tharazu.
Alright, check it. Everything fades away. You see darkness. Then a web appears. Then the undead creature in the web. This armored monstrosity. And then you see eyes in the background, large, monolithic, and hands clothed like the ninja. And you hear echoing through the shadowy realm. You have fallen into my web, little spider. And then, in slow motion, you see a foot come up on the step, and then another foot, and I reveal myself from around the side of the statue, and I dive to my side. And I chuck the spear at him.
Okay. You throw the spear.
Come on, baby. That was not good.
Oh.
Okay, so that's a 13.
Okay. So the spear lands at about a couple of feet short of the target and then slides to a stop at its feet. Tink. Azakra.
So as I see the spear fly in, do I notice that it looks like it's very well crafted?
Looks like it's really top heavy. Hence the shitty throw.
I'm going to try to pick up the spear and try to use it. Maybe it's more effective than my glaive.
Okay. So you heft the weapon.
All right, so I pick it up and I try to aim for the spot in the armor that Grodd opened up. Uh-oh. That's 19.
Awesome. As you raise the spear, the creature turns to look at you. Its arms drop down. The sword tip rests on the ground. And its head comes up to look you directly in the eye, just as you shove the spear tip straight through the visor of its helm, and its head implodes with a crackling crunch of bone. And the red energy goes and floats out like a mist, which dissipates up through the ceiling. It's almost like it opened up its defenses for you to kill it.
Huh.
You reach the spear free and standing on the ground next to you as the creature drops to the ground in a clanking of armor.
I stand up, bloodied, my bandages falling off, my ninja suit ripped, and I look at Orin. and I point like an old gypsy woman about to bestow a curse, and I say, "You really, really pissed me off," and then I faint.
Thunk against the statue. Slide. Very nice, gentlemen. So you have, let's see, let me calculate the epic amount of hit points and stuff if you just watch off this creature. Okay. Take that. Add in extra points for style. Add in some points for figuring out something. Divide by that. Plus this. Is 842 hit point, 842 experience points each. Not bad for a day's work.
I would like to examine the armor from this thing and see if it's something that I would be able to fashion together and actually wear.
Okay, so this armor is magical. It's impressively magical. It is. You would have to rework it because it seems to be bound together with magic, which has been broken. So at the moment, it's just a series of nigh impregnable metal plates, which you would need to add strapping and stuff somehow too. So in its current state, it wouldn't function as a workable suit of plate mail, but perhaps in the future it could be. You also have this this pike spear, which is a +1 magical item, and the hammer, which is also a +1 brutal 1 magical item. That means if you roll a 1, you get to re-roll it until it rolls above a 1 on damage.
Ooh.
Yeah, I thought you'd like that.
And it's a +1 to what?
Yep.
Like hit and damage? Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So it's a magic. It counts as a magic. Both of them count as magical weapons.
Oh, I love it.
Is anyone else interested in the armor at all?
Grodd likes to go unarmored. He likes to feel the breeze in between his legs, you know. It's the boys. Fall free, yeah.
Of course, I would like to
True
check out
barbarian.
the body, 'cause, you know, I gotta know what we're dealing with here.
I should mention
So I
that
got-
this plate mail is ridiculously heavy.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of look at it and just basically I know what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
So
Put a bit of
basically,
wax paper against it, make some etching rubbings of the markings of the metalwork, the filigree,
yes,
any symbols and things which are scrawled onto it. Make a detailed study.
yes, Gorlick has assisted me in that.
Nice.
So it seems a little too heavy to carry.
Oh, you could probably carry. I mean, Gorlick would have no problem taking it into his realm and just putting it on a shelf somewhere for you.
Yes, maybe we'll come across a some sort of a smith that may be able to help us, or maybe I could teach Garrod a couple things and use that hammer, hammer this thing out maybe one day. So okay, I'll do that. I'll take the armor and Gorlick can put it up for me.
Okay, make a note on your character sheet.
Okay.
That you have the Spear of Chiefs. And the Armor of the Gods.
Okay. Well, he's keeping a spear, right?
Yeah.
Sakura? Yeah.
Unless Andrew wants it. Isn't a spear like your main weapon?
Yeah, but the way I'm playing it, you better take it.
I was more effective with it than you were, I guess. What was that called again, AJ?
Spear of Chiefs and the Armor of the Gods. Now, here's the other interesting thing. There are other tapestries inside this chamber, in between all these bodies which are sitting in their seats around them. And they tell an interesting story, which we shall cover next session. So yeah, we'll start off next session will be in 2 weeks' time. Not this weekend, but next weekend. Same bat chime, same bat channel, as we continue Prismar, the Rage of the Fallen. So that's me signing off. Thank you very much, guys. Special points for Andrew for making me just fucking lose it several times during that. Very good. Hope you guys had fun, and I'll see you next time.
All right. That was a good
All
time.
right, man.
Awesome stuff.
Sounds good.